You are on YouTube. Congratulations.
Which means... Let's see what's down here in the deep, dark recesses of the 87 million...
482.
Why are you catching on?
I don't like this one. But it's all right. But you know what? I want to do national. Well, I don't even know what it is. But it's the one with the cute little mirror on the back. I mean...
Well, see, you got to... That's one plus on it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. But national days. Today's National Get Up Day.
Wow. How do they mean that?
Okay, yeah. Get your mind out of the gutter. So, I like this one. I think it's really cool. Even I was like, what the hell does that even mean? But it's like you get yourself up mentally. And you kind of go over things.
You know what they meant.
Huh?
You know what they meant.
No. You celebrate your failures.
The first law of holes is...
Hey, if you fell at getting up, then you can celebrate that too. I thought it was a beautiful thing. I thought it was really cool.
You're gonna
share your inspiration by using hashtag GetUpDay on social media. And share your failures and help inspire others to get themselves up.
The failure part of that would be kind of interesting.
Okay, you know what? I feel that hole coming, and we're going on Facebook. Stop talking. That's my earbud. Oh, when you're doing intro music, can't hear it.
There's that funky slide guitar music. Comes on every Monday through Friday. Live at 5 on IE Newswire on Twitch, Facebook, and
on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and share us all over your world, and head over to our Twitch account and hit that purple follow button too, and follow us on Instagram.
What a weekend it's been. And I have 19 stories and counting, and I probably threw out a couple on there. On that, we'll see how many of them we get to.
I try to control it, people, and it's a lost cause.
I mean, it's going up at an exponential rate. I mean, I thought, well, maybe, I think a lot of us, probably the majority of us, were hoping, okay, with 2020, we can just X that one off. That was a bad dream. We'll just go with that. No. We're just going absolutely crackers on this whole enchilada on that. For what I saw of it, and you saw more of it, but I had a great time out at the Wild West Arena with AKA Bucking Bulls out there in Winchester.
Yeah.
Man, if you're so inclined, take your kids out there and teach them how to ride a bull or a sheep or something of that. It's a great time to be out there, and again, if you're so inclined, kids need to be out. We're going to do some of that. Hopefully we'll get to some of that where the Let Them Play folks were out there. With the San Diego DA is even saying, hey, get the kids out there. Mike Hestron, are you listening? James Anderson of San Bernardino DA, are you listening? Hey, help these guys out. I mean, use your bully pulpit to start advocating for us.
Your what?
Bully pulpit.
What the hell's that?
Well,
power?
What we're doing now could be considered a bully pulpit. A microphone, your ability to get the message out, da-da-da-da. It's kind of a slang term.
To go back to the rodeo, we will be posting a flyer. They have one coming up in February as well.
Yes.
And thanks to those that did come out. We had a couple people that saw it on the show, came out and joined us.
Yeah, they had a pretty good crowd out there of people, probably about a couple hundred out there. It's a really nice place. There's a lot of room. I mean, they can take more. And, it only took me an hour and a half to get there. And, like I say, the whole trip there was you can kind of take from my dirty. Richard, thanks for the comment on the sweatshirt being dirty. And if you knew the circumstances behind that, instead of making a smart alecky comment, you would understand why I had the dirty shirt on there of that. But that's a story for another day.
The things you say while we're on just are mind-boggling to so many. including me, and I know the story.
Yeah, you were there.
I know.
Of that. But it was
your
good.
luck.
It was good. And I was kind of surprised there were that many people out there. I was figuring, there'd be, maybe 10 or 15 people.
It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
It was a good time. It was something different for me and my kids, but it was something I would definitely go to and do again. Just a great little atmosphere and vibe. And she also had a paparazzi stand up there too, where you can buy jewelry for $5.
Wow.
Yep. It was cool. And they had a saloon. Hello. Need I say more? Although I didn't get to hit any of that though. I'm kind of bummed out. So now I got to go back next month or this month so I can check out the saloon. True story. Okay, carry on.
Just remember this was all documented and there were witnesses to what went on out there.
Yeah, you weren't there for half of it, so
half of it. I got to see maybe 10 minutes
I know.
of the rodeo while she was getting parts for my truck that was broke down.
Ken writes in, wrenching on the way, Roy.
Yes, on the way there.
It was breaking everywhere.
Yes. On the way back. No, I actually once I got the trip back, once I left, I mean the trip home was fine. Made it in about 20 minutes like you should.
Stacey writes in and says, it was so nice to meet you guys. It was great meeting you too, Stacey. Thank you for reaching out and sharing your event with us. It was fun.
Yes,
it was a good time.
It was absolutely.
My kids won't stop talking now about riding sheeps and bulls, so I'm going to go ahead and pass that to you and have fun.
Another one that was want to get to before we delve into the other stories of the day. This is up in Big Sur, up in Monterey, California. Man, the rains and stuff in this, you got to be careful when you run these mountain roads or anywhere. The big ditch that came on, let's see if our, as we're doing that, and I'll vamp a little bit while we're getting the technical stuff done.
They don't know.
of that. We'll see if the aforementioned deal is.
Carry on.
Maybe we'll see if the video plays now. This is a little trench that got in the middle of a mountain road up in Big Sur. There they are cruising up through the deal, and you're thinking, yeah, this is a nice mountain road coming up, and here we go. They're making the corner, seeing a little water rolling around there. It's not too bad. Till we get to this point.
Look at that.
That is what you call a canyon. How would you like? I mean, it's lucky nobody was just rolling through there at the time that it collapsed. Going down the enchilada there. But yeah, that is a big hole in the road.
I would say so. The way the image is, though, it looks like it kind of slopes nicely, like you can gently glide down that little path. No?
Oh yeah, you probably could, but I
like the way the image looks. It doesn't look like it's that big of a drop off. I mean, I'm sure it is.
Oh, that's pretty good. I'd say that's probably 40 or 50 feet down from the bottom. Yes, because it's probably about 20 feet till you see it drop off, and then it probably goes about 20 or 30 feet straight down. That first part's only about 20 or 30 feet, but judging from the other side,
Patsy writes in and says, "What canyon?"
Let's see. They're saying it's in Big Sur, Highway 1. If you've ever been on Highway 1, it's kind of a really scenic route as you go up there in northern California. But in between here, closer to San Francisco, but real close to it. But it's some really, really expensive real estate if you're living up in that area too. But Highway 1 is a great scenic experience if you've ever traveled it.
It looks beautiful.
Yes, it is. It's some of the most prettiest
and that
country
looks
in the
like
world.
It's
big. Yes, that's a big hole in the ground.
Yeah, it is. I wonder how you go about fixing something like that.
Oh, they'll go in there, though. Believe it or not, they'll probably have that fixed in less than a week.
That's scary. Imagine driving down that and then, what if it was nighttime?
Since I have no idea who this guy is. Talk about dying.
Oh my gosh!
Since I have no idea who
You're
this
segueing
guy
that in horrible.
Is who read this story.
I don't want to because I'm doing 20 other things. He was Dustin Diamond from Saved by the Bell. How do you not know who he is?
Pounding on.
How do you not know?
I don't.
You never watched Saved by the Bell?
No.
Oh my gosh! Someone help me. I think it's horrible, though. Died at the age of 44 at stage 4 cancer. It was a horrible story.
I guess he was.
so
Here's
young.
some of the, there he is,
So
I guess,
young.
currently of that.
You're
there
going.
he is when he was on the TV show of, what was he known as? Screech Powers on Saved by the Bell. There's a picture of that. I guess he had a little bit of...
he had a couple run-ins.
To say the
A
least.
few. I don't think it was that bad.
Diamond has been sued several times for delinquent taxes and foreclosure proceedings for missing mortgage payments. He appeared in a sex tape and produced a tell-all documentary on Lifetime TV called The Unauthorized Saved by the Bell Story. In 2015, he was sentenced to serve 4 months as part for a Wisconsin barroom stabbing.
Or standing. Standing probably sounds better.
We are aware that Dustin is not considered reputable by most, said Paul on Monday. He had a history of mishaps and unfortunate events, you think. We went to the public to understand he was not intentionally malevolent. He was much like the rest of us who goes out, act out and behave poorly and has undergone a great deal of turmoil and heartache in his actions. So, rebukable stem from loss of a lack of knowledge on how to process the pain properly. Oh yeah, we all do. We all make sex tapes. We all just don't pay our taxes and blow that.
Don't
up.
make this. It's already stop. Stop. The man died. Let him make his sex tape and stab some dude at the point. Maybe he deserved it. You don't know that.
You're joking me to death. Here.
Good. Ken writes in on Twitch that he lived in Riverside. No way.
You lived in River City on that?
Back in the day, I can look it up.
Okay, then what? My point is, why try to pawn this off as everybody does this? No, everybody doesn't do this. This is not normal.
People make mistakes. They're pawning it off as people make mistakes and do stupid stuff. He made mistakes and did stupid stuff. Doesn't mean that he deserved to die at the age of 44. Rory, how much stupid crap have you done in your life? Don't even.
Look at this halo over my head.
Oh, shut up. I'll get Pop on the line. He'll tell us some stories. He probably doesn't know any, though. You probably hit him. We'll get your cousin on the phone. Dwayne, call in.
Wow, now you want Dwayne to call in.
Hey, I know, because I know he knows the stories. You tell them on here all the time. Running from the cops. Crap.
Well, I don't try to deny it or say everybody does that. I say,
a lot of people do.
I lived a very interesting life.
Rest in peace, Dustin Diamond.
There you go.
And our heart goes out to the family and those hurting from
I want to do this, and this is...
And I get cut off. See how rude you are?
Actually...
See what you do to me? Okay, carry on. I was just proving a point. I'm done.
Actually, Dan Walters, and we'll post a link to this, but this guy made the video that was this. This is about the four families, the Brown family, the Pelosi's, and the Gettys are all tied together. We're going to play a short clip of this just so you understand how this is all. This is coming nationally, folks. You wanted Joe Biden. This is what you're going to get, because you got Kamala from California, you got Nancy running the House, you got Chucky Schumer from New York, which is a puppet for that, running the stuff of this. This is what you got coming to nationwide. I said, don't let the cancer of California spread across the 49 states. America, you would not heed my sage advice. Here we go.
Father, Edmund Joseph Brown, was known for running scams and gambling operations in San Francisco. With the help of businessman William Newsom II, Pat Brown became governor of California for 2 terms. During his governorship, he awarded the Squaw Valley concession contract to William Newsom III and his partner, John Pelosi. The deal was criticized for the state of California paying for everything and getting nothing. William Newsom III grew up with the governor's son, Jerry, who was training to be a Jesuit priest. John Pelosi's son, Paul, married Nancy D'Alessandro, daughter of Thomas D'Alessandro Jr., who was known for smuggling heroin into the U.S. with Lucky Luciano and the Baltimore Mafia. John Pelosi's son, Ron, married William Newsom's daughter, Barbara. Over ongoing disputes about the Squaw Valley concession, William Newsom Sr. threatened to hurt the governor politically, just as Governor Brown was running for a third term against Ronald Reagan. He lost. But 8 years later, the former governor's Jesuit son, Jerry, reclaimed the governorship in 1974. He appointed William Newsom III to a Placer County judgeship in 1975, and 3 years later, to the State Court of Appeal. William Newsom was an attorney for oil magnate J. Paul Getty, named in the 1966 Guinness Book of World Records as the world's richest private citizen. And while serving on the appellate bench in the 1980s, he helped Getty's son, Gordon, secure a change in state trust law that allowed him to claim his share of a multi-heir trust. After Newsom retired from the bench, he became administrator of the Getty Trust and provided seed money for his son Gavin Newsom, Nancy Pelosi's nephew, to start the plump jack business that led to a career in San Francisco politics as mayor of San Francisco and lieutenant governor of the state of California. Gavin Newsom was informally adopted by the Gettys after his parents divorced, and recently succeeded family friend Jerry Brown to be the current governor of California. For 80 years, these four families have ruled over the state of California politically. And with the help of Kamala Harris, Maxine Waters, Adam Schiff, and Dianne Feinstein, California's uncontrollable state government spending has amounted to over $2 trillion in debt and the highest tax rates in the country. The homelessness population is on the rise so much that a typhus outbreak has reached epidemic levels. Thousands of needles from illicit drugs litter the streets.
So I just wanted to play that. There's a little bit more, but this video came from, and then hopefully we can post this link in there, from Dan Walters, the longtime Sacramento Bee, now Cal Matters. He's retired from the newspaper deal, but he still writes once in a while on that. He wrote this, and he wrote the basic most of this in 2019. There's probably nobody that knows the inside nuts and bolts of California politics. He's written on it in the press enterprise for almost 50 years. If there's anybody that can put the pieces together, it's Dan Walters. So those of you that want evidence or cut the credibility of that, Dan Walters is not political. He's an old-time reporter. He does not put his opinion in like they do today. He's one of the last of the old dinosaurs that actually reported it and let the chips fall where they may. If you don't believe that this is coming nationwide now, then just watch and sit back and watch the ride that's coming, because that's what's going. You think your schools are getting opened, you think this stuff is going away. What, Scott Gottlieb was just on Face the Nation saying, well, this stuff is not going to go away till, well, we're going to be running this into the fall of this year. Look at, and hopefully we'll get to all the links. Look at the teachers' unions fighting all across the country.
Do you want this link in there too?
Yes.
Okay, I posted the video that we just played and the link on Facebook, and now I will post this one, which is whatever you're ranting about right now. That I'm pretending like I know what you're saying. Carry on.
Ranting?
I'm just kidding.
No, it's there. You want to see what? You want to see the $5 gallon gas, and you seen it. Joe Biden says, I'm not going to sign the Paris. I don't agree with the Paris climate change accords. Oh, that soon as he got in office, didn't get in there, 10 minutes, and he signed executive orders putting us back in there. This is what's coming to y'all, and the other 49 states.
Diane writes in on Facebook, corrupt, disgusting Democrat crime families.
More of that. Here's down to California. This is ABC 7 report. You think your kids are going back to school? And even Gavin Newsom is telling you it's the teachers' unions. Here we go.
In-person learning sooner than anticipated. But the drive to reopen schools is already hitting some major roadblocks. Our Josh Haskell has the story.
Folks want to get vaccinated.
Governor Newsom has prioritized teachers in his vaccination rollout, but because of supply and distribution issues, teachers below the age of 65 haven't had the opportunity to get the COVID-19 vaccine, a demand made by the California Teachers Association in order for teachers to return to the classroom this school year.
I want to put, Governor Newsom on the spot, and I also want to put our county officials on the spot as well. Make it safe. Make it safe.
LAUSD school board member Nick Melvoin says LAUSD is not a public health department, so it's not the district's decision when to reopen, even though the numbers are headed in the right direction. Governor Newsom had a contentious call on the topic this week where he indicated in-person learning may not happen this school year if we wait for the perfect time or get hung up on every demand.
It's incredibly frustrating when the county has guidance that says schools can bring back up to 25% of high-need students, but the public health director is saying publicly as recently as early last week, I don't think any students should be back on campus. Parents are asking, well, what is it?
Another thing frustrating UTLA and LAUSD, California and LA County's decision to reopen businesses but not schools.
We are yet again reopening restaurants, gyms, card rooms, whatever those are, before schools, when we know that has prevented places like LA from turning the corner.
Take a moment
It's
for
really
yourself.
ludicrous.
But Instacart is here to help make your
We
day
got
a
enough of
little
that
simpler.
anyway. So, where you go for the one of that? There you see, and I think I've got the clip here of Gavin where he actually says it. He says if the teachers union want to basically hang this up, here you go of the deal. So this is where we're going with this stuff. You want to go. You want to go with this in Chicago of that. So let me get to. I think this is the pertinent point of where I was going for. So let's let this roll.
A deal is within reach. I am incredibly frustrated, not just as the leader of this system. I'm frustrated as a parent. My child was ready to return to school tomorrow.
CPS CEO Janice Jackson says even though students won't come back to class tomorrow, all teachers without accommodations are expected to return.
Teachers and staff that fail to report to school tomorrow will have their access to Google Suites cut off at the end of the business day.
The union has previously said that lockout would trigger a strike.
If they do lock us out, the next step is going to be for us to call our House of Delegates and to take a decision about what comes next.
Do you need any more evidence that who is behind this closing of the schools? When Gavin Newsom and Lori Lightfoot and the head of schools in Chicago are saying, we've had enough of this, the kids should be... And
They should be. And for them to say that they need to make it safe, you're never going to make public school safe, no matter how hard you try, whether it's the flu, whether it's violence, whether it's anything. You're never, and then to wait for that perfect time to come, that's never going to freaking come. Again, let it be a parent's choice, teacher's choice, everybody's choice if they want to go back to school. If you want to go back to school, go back to school. But at least allow there to be an option.
Yeah, Governor Newsom and...
Why is everything playing?
I don't know.
It's driving me insane.
Yes, it is me too. So, but this is the one, I think this is the one with GovGav, so let's see if we got it. Yeah.
And Governor Newsom's Safe Schools for All reopening plan, he said if schools agree to reopen by mid-February, it'll get up to $750 per student to cover the cost of testing and other opening requirements. But the plan never even got the legislative approval it needed, and the deadline for school districts to apply would have been today, February 1st. Superintendent Buettner said LAUSD schools have been ready for months with safety measures in place and new air filtration systems to try to reopen or be ready to when the time is right. But he seemed today to really point the finger at the state for not properly responding to this pandemic. Teachers unions also resisting reopening because they say that there are no vaccination plans in place to keep teachers safe. The founder of the LA School Uprising agrees teachers should be vaccinated, but said if we wait to vaccinate every single school worker in the state, schools won't open until fall.
There you go on the blower there.
That kind of goes with Steven's comment on Facebook. He puts, I kind of believe teachers should be included in the first phase, give them the choice, and let's see how many of them actually get vaccine.
It's absolutely crazy of what's going on here. I mean, you don't need no more evidence. I don't know what other evidence you really need on this stuff to go that. They're pointing fingers at everybody.
It's stupid, and the poor kids are the ones that are suffering. It's ridiculous.
As you said, I mean, how many times do you have to hear from again, these are not, you take Lori Lightfoot is even left probably loonier than freaking Gavin Newsom on this thing. So, I mean, if she's saying Chicago schools need to open and the Chicago officials are going to lock the teachers out and shut off their Google accounts of doing this in-person learning if they don't show up tomorrow, I mean, what more evidence do you need? Gavin Newsom said it, and I was trying to find the clip of him saying it. He was on there Friday that we didn't get to, or I didn't see it then. But he was in there saying, if we're going to, he said almost exactly what you said. If we're going to wait for the perfect, where nothing is ever going to happen to kids when they walk in the schoolyard, we're never reopening.
And is he the one that said that we didn't follow the proper guidelines to reopen? He's the one making them.
Yes.
How does that make any sense? So you didn't follow the proper guidelines to reopen our schools.
Well, they're turning against each other now. Which is kind of
maybe that's what's going on. Maybe they're all having like a little family feud, and they're just I'm going to shut this down. But watch, I'm going to shut this down, and then we're all the ones that are getting the brunt of it.
I can guarantee. I mean, almost guarantee you. I know Gavin Newsom got tons of money from the California Teachers Association. I'm sure Lori Lightfoot got a ton of it from Chicago, and now the teachers are just. The teachers union are probably going to be the one, or in a big part again, for getting Gavin Newsom recalled over this stuff, because this is cutting across all party lines. I mean, you got Democrats en masse signing the recallgavin2020.com, and people are just frustrated upon belief. And that LA Unified School Board member, well, we can't do anything. Bullcrap. You should be filing a lawsuit today. The LAUSD board, like every other one of them should be doing, filing a lawsuit against Gavin Newsom, and there have been schools that have opened up. Have you applied even under his I wouldn't even apply. I would say I would cite the Kevin Kiley reasons. I would cite you are unconstitutional. You are exceeding your authority under the Constitution for locking everything down, including schools. So screw you. Sue us in court. We're opening today. And if you LA teachers, and all you others, just like they're doing in Chicago, you don't want to show up for work, you're fired. And that's the only way we're going to do this. Because it has gone beyond any reasonable expectation to see why schools are not open. Like I say, when you got Lori Lightfoot joining with Gavin Newsom, well, Gavin's doing it because he thinks he's going down, and hopefully down the toilet bowl here pretty soon for his political career.
Ken writes in on Twitch, I know a teacher who wants to be in the classroom, but she is scared of her union coworkers. He also writes in, she says that the kids are incredibly depressed and not really participating in the online learning.
I've heard various news reports the same thing. You want to see the teachers that have went back to class, they're getting berated by the other teachers in the union. You calling them scabs, strike breakers, and all this other stuff like that, when they're not. They're just going back to school, or if they come out, or even if they utter the words, we want to go back to class, they are getting hammered. This is what's ridiculous about this stuff going on. This is, and I mean, there is not any question now who is doing this. And you know what, teachers, the time, and I mean, I'm serious as a heart attack. There is no, oh, well, we want to, don't say behind the scenes we want to go back to school. It's time to either stand up or stand down. You're either with your union, which you've been with it for almost a year now. You're either going to back their play of keeping these schools shut down, or you're going to run en masse. You're going to say, I disagree with my unions, and I will open my school, and as soon as that school is open, I will be in my class. And that should happen tomorrow. You can't hide behind this stuff if you are concerned about the kids.
I agree.
Because if you are concerned about the kids, you would be saying exactly that. If you're concerned about yourself and your job and you whatever, then that's on you. I mean, it's gone beyond the point at this point of being any other reason.
I hope we go back soon. My kids are really struggling with it. That's why I was thankful for that rodeo, because they actually got to be around kids that were running around and playing and laughing. I think they almost kind of forgot what that was like.
Isn't that sad?
No, I'm like so serious. My oldest is like, Mom, when's the last time I've seen my friends in person?
Actually, kids my own age
a year
in person.
ago?
Yeah.
Like, and he was just like, the look on his face, like it's really starting to hit them, and it's really hard to see that.
Yeah, especially, because, they're probably flashing back to 10 months before March. This is the life we used to have. And it's been gone. It's been taken away from us. That's why I say, how could there anything ever be sadder than that? I mean, I guess we could come up with some stuff, but I mean...
We can.
That's got to be, like, in the top 3.
Hi, Sean.
Hey guys, hi Stephanie.
Hi.
We're about 1 minute out.
How was your weekend?
Fine, I worked.
Heartwarming, and
no. What are you doing?
I want to get this story on after the top of the hour so we can get rid of this video that keeps playing every 10 minutes.
Pause it, because I got to get my jingle palette up.
Are you happy?
No.
I didn't. I thought so.
Hey, at least I'm honest.
I was hoping. See how optimistic I am? I thought that might get one little ounce of joy of happiness going.
30 seconds.
What? I wasn't listening to you. I was reading Steven's comment.
Good.
Okay.
That way I avoided having to stop digging out of the hole.
Is he talking crap? Probably. Aaron writes in.
All right,
show.
guys,
Thank
here
you.
we go.
He's talking to me.
10 seconds. .com.
OEM Supply King.
IE Newswire Daily is on the air.
The following is a paid program. Views and claims expressed are those of the program producer and are not endorsed by this station. Views expressed do not necessarily those of radio station MOODY, its management, employees, or affiliates.
Guitar music. It comes on every Monday through Friday on KMET, broadcasting all over the world. Joining us with our same deal on IE Newswire on Twitch, Facebook.
Ooh,
I almost did it.
You almost did.
And
on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and share us all over your world, and head over to our Twitch account, hit that purple follow button, and follow us on Instagram.
It is. Oh, that wasn't the one I was looking for that was doing. Oh, this is the one I'm looking for. Of that. See if I can get to. I think it's in here. San Diego County DA backs effort to get kids back in sports. That to let them play. We're going to do that one too. I wanted to mention for that we went out there to the Wild West Arena out in Winchester to the AK Riding the Bulls. Absolutely fantastic time.
It was a really good time.
And as you said, I mean, it's like. It's like you said, the reaction of your kids after 10 months of being cooped up, like, this is actually what we used to do prior to March of 2020.
Heartbreaking.
It is. And, I mean, we've got to get back to that
really
point.
Is.
There are lots of stuff we put. And those of you who want to see what's coming to of the other 49 states as a rollout, you just see the plan of how that is. Watch the first part of the video of that, along with the big hole in the ground on Highway 1 up in Big Sur, which hit in the last rainstorm on it. Can you imagine driving down a road and then all of a sudden you come upon a 40, 50-foot ditch in the road of that? It's lucky nobody was, because when you're going around the mountain roads and stuff like that, you're going around corners and back and forth, and Highway 1 is some of the most beautiful country in the whole world of that. But, I mean, you could be going, 30, 40, 50 mile an hour coming around a corner. Oh, look at the sights over here. And then,
Well, that went dark, like real quick. What the hell? It's beautiful up there, though. I thought it was really...
yes, that's some of, like I say, that's some of the, some of the most beautiful country and probably some of the highest priced real estate you'll ever want to see up there in the Big Sur area of that going on. But going back to that, and I want to get this one in the let them play, folks. The San Diego DA backs effort to get kids in sports, let them play. California's organized students, parents, and teachers and coaches fighting to get student athletes back on the field safely. Here we go.
A day like today, high school athletes in California have been put on the sidelines since March. And after pleas from parents and students, a lawsuit is now in the works to let student athletes back on the field. Earlier this afternoon, 2 San Diego high school student athletes filed a lawsuit suing California, alleging that the state has not shown adequate medical evidence to support the ban on youth sports.
So many of our young people are struggling right now with the fact that they can't go outside and play.
The most recent lawsuit against the state is a part of an ongoing effort from parent-student organization Let Them Play. In a conference call to reporters this morning, coaches and athletes voiced their concern on the toll that no sports is taking on students.
Now we're seeing them join other brotherhoods that aren't so pro-social, which we call gangs.
I've definitely felt like I've been a little bit more isolated. And for me, like my teammates in high school, like that's my second family right there. Like the girls who are older on the team at the time, like those are the people that I looked up to the most.
San Diego District Attorney Summer Stephan also threw her support behind the student athletes by claiming a correlation between the lack of high school sports and violent crimes in San Diego.
With the shutdown of sports, shutdown of schools, shutdown of everything that kids can rely on, we are seeing gun violence, we're seeing kids die, we're seeing kids commit crimes, join gangs, and become involved in violent activity.
There you go. I mean, you heard it twice. You heard the football coach and you heard the DA. Since kids cannot play football or do anything like that, they're joining gangs, they're doing nefarious things. On top of that, kids in general, I mean, that's probably a smaller percentage, but it's increasing. You're seeing that. Plus, like you said, it's driving kids nuts not being able to do that. And again, there is no credible evidence that COVID-19 is being spread in the schools or high school sports or any danger. But look at the harm we are doing to kids back and forth in this whole thing of doing that. It's absolutely criminal.
I love that organization, though. We got to get Jason back on again.
Yeah, Jason Hendricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, from he was part. Yeah, we had him on about a week or so ago of that.
Yeah.
And that's.
I think they're doing another rally coming up soon too.
And I mean that's
to be a part of that.
Kevin Kiley, the assembly member we've had on many times, was speaking to a group up in Northern California. So to the Let Them Play folks,
right?
And wanting to open things up and get things going, and this is again, what weird, and again, it goes back and if you go back and watch the video in the first half hour, those of you who missed it, Gavin Newsom, governor of California, Lori Lightfoot, which is probably even loonier than Gav, are saying, get the kids. Lori Lightfoot in Chicago said, you know what, teachers, if you're not back on the job tomorrow, Tuesday, you're fired. We're getting substitutes in here. We can't stand this anymore. This is Lori Lightfoot, mayor of Chicago, and we played the clips on her. This broad is way out there. I mean, completely way out on the left end of the political spectrum like you couldn't believe. This is not Donald John Trump or any, for all y'all that want to start, white supremacists and we hate straight white males and you're all putting your thumb on us or knee on your neck and all that other crap. This is Lori Lightfoot threatening to fire teachers over not getting back in class. Let Them Play folks are out there saying, please. The DA of San Diego saying, stop this madness. Let's figure it out. They're doing it. If you don't know how, look at it. And Miami has got this same whatever California variant or whatever that's going on here in LA or in Southern California. And they're opening, their schools are open. So if you don't know, just dial the Miami area and find out what they're doing. that's working. It's not that complicated. Like the parent said in Virginia, figure it the frick out. I don't know what else to say. I mean,
I think you said it all. I really do think though that things are going to start opening up soon. I feel it in my jellies. We're having a positive outlook right now. It's going to be fine. It's going to open up soon. Let them play. He's kicking butt. Teachers are standing up now.
Where?
Carry on.
They're the ones that are threatening to strike if they have to go back to school. And as the evidence shows from coast to coast, it is
They'll
teachers
start standing up soon.
I hope so. I'm waiting.
But you know what? I think if they do go on strike, though, I think it'll be a good thing. I think that people will realize what's really going on.
Oh, I hope so.
And things will start changing. I think it needs to get a little bit worse. I mean, not that it's not already bad, but I think it needs to get a little bit worse before it gets better. People are just okay and like at an idle with the distance learning and everything that's going on right now. So I think once that idle stops and people, you know what I mean?
I've been watching politics for parts of 7 decades.
Yeah, I've been watching it like never.
And
I'm just kidding.
You think, okay, I've seen a lot, and this is just a little friendly advice, but listen to the one over here to my left. If you don't...
What?
If you don't... I'm saying, and you kind of segued into what I was going to talk about, was if you don't believe this, you want to keep pushing the envelope. This is just not a small segment. You are pissing off parents en masse all across the country.
Right.
And you keep standing... like I say, when Gavin Newsom and Lori Lightfoot are joining our side, or the side we have advocated, and many others that supposedly were the racists, homophobes, knee on your neck, whole thing, that we've been getting the whole deal on that. And Joe Biden... that is going on with the whole thing. This is what's coming, and you know what's coming. You're teetering on the brink of you're going to get your butt fired. I mean, Biden's up there holding up the stimulus bill on that because the teachers' unions want $630 billion.
That's insane.
Of this. That's why you ain't getting your stimulus checks on top of that, which I'm not necessarily for anyway, because we're going to have to pay the $2,000 one and the
everybody already got that one.
And the whole relief package. I'd like to see where, because Congress hasn't approved it. They only approved the $600 one.
And then a little bit more if you had kids.
But there you go on the deal. It's all coming back, but they're holding it up on the deal until they get their money. And name me the teacher in the last 10 months that's lost one thin dime over that sacrificed anything financially.
I think there's a lot of teachers that have.
Where? They have gotten their full salaries.
Teachers done a lot.
They have gotten name one that missed one penny out of their paycheck.
I know all the teachers at my kids' school will take money out of their paycheck and help with art supplies and all that stuff.
I'm saying, look at all the families, and we're going to play the restaurant owner, or the business owners that lost their business. People that have lost their jobs. Name me one teacher that's lost one thin dime in this whole thing. One thin dime. A slice of a penny. You ain't going to find it. But look at the destruction that has been to the rest of us, to the ones that are paying their bill. And they're holding it up, and they're demanding countless billions of dollars that you are going to have to pay. Again, I think you're right. I think they keep pushing the envelope.
I'm right?
Yes.
I'm right? Shut up.
The teachers keep pushing this envelope like this, and they're likely to not like the result when John and Jane Doe lunch pail toting or out of business work entrepreneur that got their business canceled says, we're done with you. And here's one of them as we do. This is I think a Long Beach a Long Beach restaurant owner, put up this video on Instagram. This is the plight he is in.
Good morning, everyone. Today is January 27th, 2021. Anyway, I just want to say good morning to all of you. This is me reaching out to every single person that I know as a friend. You guys all know, the ones that are close to me, you guys all know that I work really hard. This year, last year, in February, I bought my restaurant my first restaurant. This restaurant came to me right on my lap, which I thought it's a blessing from God, and a blessing because it's everything that I ever wanted in my life, to have my own restaurant, and this is my dream. And God knows that I have worked really, really hard for it. And I believe I have a vision. I do have it. And I believe in it, and I believe that this restaurant will keep me that dream. It has a lot of potential. And I have worked really, really, really hard for it. But at this point, the reality of things, I'm really struggling. I'm down to class. I know I need to keep going because help is around the way, but I don't know if I can keep going. I have faith. I do believe in God, and I'm grateful for everything that He has given me. But the reality is I'm really struggling a lot. So I need help. Anyone out there can help me, I would appreciate it. This is my dream. And I would like to help my employees. Every single one that's worked for me. I'm grateful to them. Yes, I have made it this way. If it wasn't for them, I would not have been here. It's been almost a year now. And I've been able to survive and able to work really hard.
You can multiply that story times 10, 100, 10,000, 100,000, or maybe millions across this country. Not only this restaurant owner is suffering these consequences, but again, like he said, all of the employees. Look at who has borne the brunt of the economic impact. It's been those on the lower economic end of the scale. Their jobs were lost in disproportionate numbers.
Right.
They are suffering the consequences. Tell me the teacher that lost their job over COVID-19. I bet you're not going to find one. And they can sit there and play this game and extend this out when there is no credible evidence that they should not be back in their classroom in some form, in some way, and to sit there and to say, we're all about the children and that, not no, but hell no.
See, but I think there are a lot of teachers that want to go back, but I think a lot of teachers are living in fear as well. That's kind of where I go to, they need to make it an option. You know what I mean?
Again, where is the teacher that's standing up and saying, I am ready today to go back in class? We should be back in class. You're doing irreparable harm to the kids versus any benefit that you might get from these close downs. It makes absolutely 0 sense. But you hear crickets in most cases. If 50% plus one of the teachers were saying that, these schools would be open tomorrow. And that's the bottom line across this whole situation. They are hijacking America. And those of you that stand with it and don't speak out are right along with them. I mean, it's hard to watch that story of Oscar Rodriguez, of Canatario Molitos, and I'm probably butchering the name, Grill on Pacific Coast Highway in Long Beach. And again, not only him, but the employees, and we've heard these stories, we broadcast them 87 million times on this show and many others, and you've heard it. Yet, you sit there and if I wasn't seeing it, I really wouldn't believe it.
I think we got to be a little more positive, though. Really, we do. I think things are going to start opening up. I think people are fighting back a lot. I think we need to let them play. We need to give them more credit. The rodeo people, they're doing their thing. There's a lot of businesses that are open right now that are, they're not going against the guidelines, but they're staying open. They're staying afloat. Wouldn't you agree? There's a lot of people that are out shopping, out dining. Oh, man.
Yes, and I want to get to the Zuckerberg thing hopefully here in a second, but I want to duck this one in. Those who feel minimum wage and free, and we'll just bump the money just rains out of the sky. Ralph's Food for Less to close 25% of the Long Beach stores over extra $4 per hour hero pay ordinance. Ralph's and Food for Less, both owned by the parent company of Kroger, announced Monday they will be closing 25% of their stores in Long Beach after the city council passed an ordinance requiring companies with over 300 employees nationwide to pay employees of $4 an extra hour. As a result of the city of Long Beach decision to pass an ordinance mandating extra pay for grocery workers, we have made the difficult decision to permanently close long-struggling store locations in Long Beach, company spokesman said. This misguided action by the Long Beach City Council oversteps a traditional bargaining process that applies to some but not all grocery workers in the city. Kroger and the parent company, the grocers, were keeping these stores open, and they were probably losing money on the deal. And then the city of Long Beach decides, we'll just make it mandate that you got to pay everybody $4 and more an hour. So Kroger said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to start closing these stores. Now, how does that benefit everybody?
Get batteries.
Am I dead?
You are. Thank you, Aaron, for writing in and letting us know. Maybe it was intentional.
Yes.
Thank you for ruining that.
I think
I'm
you
just kidding.
Decommission my battery.
Maybe.
You got to talk while you're changing.
Well, I'm doing like 12 different things right now. There you go.
There you go. Am I back on the?
Yeah, you're
we're back
on.
On the back on the air. No, there you go. There's the Kroger deal of that. You think minimum wage? You think companies, the big greedy, the racist straight white male, or that the greedy business owner is saying you raise these minimum wages, what you're doing, just like the teachers and everybody else, this whole economic thing is hurting the people on the lower economic end of the ladder. You want to go free this, and I'm the Democrats or labor unions, and we're for the working people. Hell, not no, but hell no. This is the fact of the consequences of what you do. This is a.
But how much were they getting paid before the $4?
It doesn't matter. They ain't getting paid nothing when the store closes.
But I want to know how much they were getting paid before they. What if they were getting paid peanuts?
Would you rather have a job right now than be out of work in these times?
You're so damn negative.
I think it's positive. I'm advocating for people having a job. And
they should have a job, but what if they're not getting paid anything and they just want to...
That's a decision between you and the employer. Your decision is to take the money or go somewhere else. If you're willing to work
Well, now they're all going somewhere else.
That should not... No! The government pitched them out of the job. The city of Long Beach passing that forced Kroger to close the stores. Because they said we're not losing more money than we're already losing.
Ken writes it on Twitch, they got union wages.
Which I'm sure is a lot better than than you get at the non-union stores. Check it out. And this is what they're doing. Here, I wanted to play this. This is Zuckerberg. Project Veritas got some inside work. It was about an hour long. We're going to play you some short clips.
An hour long.
Of what goes on, yes, at behind the scenes at Facebook. Yes, they are watching Zuckerberg. Leaked tapes from Project.
In his first day, President Biden already issued a number of executive orders on areas that we as a company really care quite deeply about. But
these are like climate change, all this like the minimum wage, and all this other teachers unions need more money. Yeah, that's what Facebook, as I understand it, is supporting. Mark Zuckerberg and the crew. This isn't half of the stuff. This is Mike Clegg, head of one of the head dudes of international policy, I think. Here we go.
There has been quite a lot of disquiet expressed by many leaders around the world, from the president of Mexico to Alexander Navalny in Russia, and Chancellor Angela Merkel, and others saying, well, this shows that private companies have got too much power and they should be only making these decisions in a way that is framed by democratically agreed rules. We agree with that. We agree with that. Mark will be very clear about that ideally we wouldn't be taking these decisions on our own. We would be taking these decisions in line with and in conformity with democratically agreed rules and principles. And at the moment, those democratically agreed rules don't exist.
Trying to pass the buck on all this stuff. You know, Mark Zuckerberg and all you Clegg and all you guys at Facebook are responsible for Facebook. And there is no law of you telling the truth. Or there is, what was the law that was broken when Facebook said, we're not selling your information, and when you damn well did, according to the reports out there, and according to testimony that Zuckerberg did at Congress, as I understand it. And you and Zuckerberg, Clegg and Zuckerberg, if you dispute this, you have every right, or every opportunity, we will put you on this show to dispute that or give your evidence that that is not the case. Don't pass it off on somebody else. You know damn well you're working with all these other clowns to suppress the real truth, because you guys want to be in control. You want to be further in control because, you, in my opinion, you're a bunch of power-hungry communist dictators that want to be part of the ruling class, and you don't care who you got to stomp on the way up there.
Yeah. But I feel like if you're on social media and all that stuff, it's going to get sold anyways, no matter what. Like having the Google Home in my house, I know everybody's watching me. I'm not shocked by that. And if you have a platform and you're like a multi-millionaire, I mean, do you think it's wrong that he decides what he wants on his platform? If people don't like it, go somewhere else. Right? No?
Not when you were, not when you...
But he should not lie about it, though.
Yes.
That definitely no. But if it's your platform and you create it, I feel like, hey, you get... Just like if it's your business, you get to decide.
Not when you built a multi-billion-dollar empire deceiving the people.
But if you're going to Facebook for your news, I mean, you got to do your own research. I see your point.
We will pick this up tomorrow when we come back on that.
On Taco Tuesday.
There you go.
I can't wait.
So until then...
We are gone.